Hold on. What did you say? Not sure if it'll be broadcast, but we'll use itch.io as the hub for the game jam. Oh, cool. That's really cool. What video? You have videos on game dev? You mean the stream? No, Dan Arcafey, like, what I'm recommending is that if you already are doing workshops for people who don't know Unity very well, if you haven't already done videos, and I don't know if you have or haven't, but you should really look into it, because I think that a lot of people are trying to learn tools like Unity, but there aren't a whole lot of people who are willing to teach to that knowledge base, except for like unless they're getting paid for it. And it sounds like if you're doing workshops, that you'd be a great if you've already got a base of people who are coming, you'd be a great teacher. Okay, if you can't access the link, it's supposed to be the game job. I'm sorry, to infinity and beyond. Always sucks to run out of time when you don't get to do the things you want to do. I had an issue before the stream, actually. There was something I wanted to go do, but it was going to be cutting it close, and I wanted to start at 12. It's actually already been 3 hours. Wow, guys. We've had almost 20 viewers this whole 3 hours, so to everyone who's here, thank you. Thank you so much for hanging out and being a part of the stream. If there's anything that we can do for you guys, any questions that we can answer, anything you want to know about game design or art or animation or writing, we have the team members who specialize in those things on the call right now. And they would be more than willing to answer any questions that you've got. Loads of vague basic Unity tutorials, but nothing else. Yeah, that's why I'm always like, whenever I get interested in something, I go and I look up the basic tutorials, and some of the information is stuff I already know, but there's no midpoint. Even for guitar, which is something I've been trying to learn for a while, there are a lot of good, very basic beginner tutorials, but there's nothing bridging the gap between you started learning and know some chords and scales to you become good at playing. It's like, just go learn some songs. But that's not very directed, you know? And I like to have direction when I'm learning things. Self-directed learning has been, unless it's like with reading stuff, it's usually been a weak point for me. That keyboard typing. Yes. For the link to the PDF, it'll be useful for the next year and a half school-wise. Indev Girl, if you want any more resources, PDF resources, or names of texts that will be helpful with design, I have a ton of them, because I've been looking through for anything that'll teach me how to do UI design better. In fact, there's a list. I think I can send that to you right now on this site. Here we go. Here we go. How to become a UX UI designer without design school is the title. It's on LinkedIn, and here's the link to it. It's got a lot of good resources. There are more resources that you can find on your own, but this is a pretty good hub for at least getting started. It's looking pretty good, Frank. Developing those light tones, those darker tones. But the reason why that is because if you're at a level, you should be good enough to come up with your own methods and approaches to problems. That's probably true to infinity and beyond. That's probably true. There's a lot of self-motivated teaching that needs to happen in that stage. But it kind of feels like people are willing to offer you a hand when you're first learning something and when you've gotten to the expert level. But there's not like an intermediate knowledge base compendium that gives you a direction between the two stages. Or at least people don't broadcast it frequently. And I think relying on public schools or college to fulfill that that for people can be sort of limiting because there's so many good teachers who never get into teaching professionally, but kind of have the opportunity to utilize the internet now to really spread what they've learned. And taking those sorts of classes from people who want to share, like Every Frame of Painting, for example, is a really good YouTube channel that operates in that intermediate spectrum. He gives you things that he's noticed about certain filmmakers or things he's noticed in certain films, and he expounds on a given technique at a level that any beginner could understand it, but also at a level that any intermediate watcher could take the information and apply it to their own work. And that's why I recommend Every Frame of Painting to anyone I come across if you're interested in film. He's even got some episodes on animation that are pretty good.
Root beer popsicle.
Root beer. Frank coming in with those light cyan tones.
Illustration commentary.
Yeah, that's some next level commentary.
Do you want me to go Bob Ross on this?
It's literally color commentary.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that is cute, Frank. That is an excellent realization.
So what to do with these hats? Let's give them some color.
Frank's coming in with a little tree here. You know, nothing too special. Not an affront to anything. Just a little tree. A little something special to brighten up your smoking day.
Does Euroboro Studios officially sponsor smoking as one of its main causes?
I just saw the smoke trail above the house, and I was thinking to myself, what's happening in that house? Do they have like a fire going on? They're just hanging out?
It's like 420 every day there, bro.
In Valley? That's why they want to occupy the place.
It's everyone's hot housing all the time. Yeah. I don't know.
Probably
a number of reasons.
Yeah. You were talking about the wood forests inside of the cliff face. Is there anything you omitted there? Any other sort of forest? I know many.
It's the biggest greenhouse in Las Vegas, bro.
I was
millions of dollars in Maui Wowie.
That would be an interesting take for the fantasy genre to go in.
Yeah, a fantasy weed story.
Yeah.
Like Judd Apatow aesthetic applied to a fantasy story would be really interesting.
I guess that's kind of like South Park Stick of Truth.
A little bit, but Stick of Truth is really just like South Park, not specifically like weed culture. Like, I feel like a weed movie is a very specific, like, doofy, we can pretty much punchline everything with getting high, like, certain kind of universe.
Yeah, true. So everyone here involved in game dev somehow in chat? Yes, everyone here is a team member, Dan Arcafi. Apologies for taking a bit to get to that question. That's why at the moment I'm building my games environment assets before I decide most backwards way of making games. Yeah, there are a couple of ways of doing design. There's front to back, top down, bottom up, and I want to say back to front, but that's not right.
55.
Yeah. I completely forget. I don't think it's any less of a way of making things. Certainly, like, you're focusing on the resource-intensive part now, which can change depending on if the design of your game changes. I think we were really lucky in that when we were making our game, the design stuff was kind of already solidified. We didn't have to spend a lot of time or resources on redefining that, except for when we got to the environment section, which is right now. And now we're having to redefine a lot of that stuff. But I don't think it's getting in the way of the art assets tremendously.
I don't know. I think we've gotten better at it.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of disagree. Like, I think even though there's tons of design, like, this game started as something like not completely different, but
a lot different.
It's a lot different. Yeah.
It's not a single storyline for each character anymore.
No, it's not that.
Sure.
And yeah, characters don't turn into other character storylines anymore. Although I actually came up with an idea for like whatever next race we do of actually working that into one storyline. Because now we just have this random cool design like hanging out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, we should use that. So I think I wanted to make it a possibility, assuming we get funded, because it would still be really cool.
We'll need to talk about that in depth and see if I can afford for that with any of the races.
Okay.
I'm gonna do some game dev now. Actually, just need something to do before school starts. Oh, okay. Hobby for you, Indev. Cool. What are you studying in school, Indev girl? I found that the wealth of knowledge for practical design work, that like all of the professional work that's been done to teach people how to design better is just outstandingly well done. Everything that I've been linked to so far that people have referenced as being worth reading has been worth reading. I haven't gotten through everything yet, and I'm doing notes on, in fact, Indev, so I'm working on getting through the full notes for the design of everyday things, but after I finish that, I'll send those to you. It's like 200 some pages though, so the notepad might be quite full. Bless you, Frank. Sweet child.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime that someone takes really good notes, and I'm trying to take better notes than I usually do. I feel like sharing them is in school it was always frowned upon to share your notes, but like I had a friend who always took great notes, much better than I was capable of producing, and whenever I got those notes, my score for a test went up by like 10 points. Note sharing is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Why read all the way through a book when you can read the condensed version that someone else has lovingly curated for you? It's about as close to one of those fantasy gain 10 IQ points pills that you see everywhere now. People seem to want those.
By the way, David and Kirby, I did the storyboards to the best of my ability. I know there's probably going to need some changes, and I know that there's one that I just know for a fact that I don't like how the camera angle turned out on it. And depending on how that whole conversation goes, I will be spending some time, you know, fixing and polishing those up in a different way. It's just, I guess this is the initial way for me to try and figure out what exactly needs to be done and then move on from there.
Sure. John, is there any way that you could do, like, one or two... For the ones that you're not confident in or you don't like as much, is there any way you could do like another take on it? That way we have something to compare what you've done to.
Oh, yeah,
Since
I can work on that.
we've got some time in between. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, give me a few minutes and I'll get started on that, because just try and work on the many interpretations I can get from what I was working on.
Yeah. I mean, the more self-contained it is, the better it will be able to say, like, this is the take we want. Oh, sorry. You no longer have cucumber, FlameFoxx? I'm sorry. Did you eat it all? So quickly. It's a happy little purple spray here and there. Just dabbling the canvas. I think it looks nice, Frank.
Thank you, David.
If the top of the house is like a face, you just added some blush to the cheeks. FlameFoxx, did you eat a whole cucumber in like 2 seconds?
Heyo.
Um, Cody, you're still here, right? Even though you can't really talk.
He said, yeah,
Yep.
he said he's working. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Do 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 do. Frank is using Photoshop right now in DevGirl. I don't know which version of Photoshop he's using.
It's CS6, I think.
CS6. There you go.
Yeah. So let's purpurize. Purpurize.
Purpurize.
Purpurize and stuff.
Yeah. You put some purple rain on that.
Yeah. Mix it up.
Purple rain, purple rain. Frank's about to drop some purple rain. Some beautiful, beautiful purple rain right there. You know what that little house reminds me of? Reminds me of the way that Akira Toriyama did the tops of houses in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah. You've seen the new Dragon Ball?
I saw that they were doing it, yeah, and that they've decided to take GT and throw it out of the canon.
Yeah. Out of the canon. It's been expelled.
Just loaded it up, and they were like, "You are getting fired out of the cannon." Sorry.
Yeah.
I ate half a cucumber, and the wind just broke my blind. That's poetic, FlameFoxx.
Okay. Oh, what am I?
Ooh. Frank, what do you think the major point of contrast will be for the structure?
The major point of contrast?
Yeah, like if all of the tones are similar right now, where do you see it diverging wildly and getting some of your darker tones in?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to set up right now. A more precise light source, and that will give me darker darks somewhere. But you know, it could also.
Yeah, in DivGirl. It'd suck if kids were dependent throughout their whole lifespan. You know that house below the cliff face, Frank?
This one?
That one could be darkwood. Could be made out of darkwood.
Oh, the darkwood. What color was like a darkish?
It's like a. David described it as like a blackish gray, but maybe you could make it like a purplish. Yeah. And then when the grass comes in, it'll play off the grass.
Oh, cool.
You need ideas for your wish? You know what I would recommend you wish for, FlameFoxx? I would recommend you wish for me to go get a drink. I know, it's a derivative wish. It's been wished for before. But all I'm saying is, it's 3:15, and we've got 8 hours and 45 minutes left, right? If we don't start the drunk train now, when will it ever start?
It's 3:15. It's 2:15 here.
Oh, it's 3:15 for Frank. True. It's only been 2 hours and 15 minutes. Damn, I thought we were an hour ahead. You know what? That's fine. It's only been 2 hours and 15 minutes. We get to have 10 more hours of awesome stream time with you guys.
Okay, I probably need to take a break sometime soon to get something to eat.
That's fine. We'll just watch Cody's screen.
Oh, cool.
Wish for Diet Snapple. Well, you're in luck. I got a Diet Snapple right here. Drink hot tap water? No.
Oh no.
Hot tap water. That's a nice drink.
Wishes for us to go get something to drink. I'll tell you what, Indev girl, I'm going to abide by your wishes and go get something to drink. But I'm only going to go do that when Frank decides that he's going to hop off and get something to eat. That way we can have a more unified departure. It's important.
This is a good time, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. Perfect.
Let's go.
Stopping point. All right. Commando run for drinks and stuffs.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and throw on the away screen.
Or do you just want to switch it over to what I'm working on?
Sure.
Yes. Yes. But technically we're away right now. So tell your friends, or don't tell them, but you could if you wanted, that John is drawing. Yeah. And let everyone know that the reason we're not answering questions is not because we don't love them, but because I am away. Briefly. I wish for all the non-artists to have something in the game which they have drawn. That is a great wish.
I like that wish.
That is. I have all of the MS paints ready.
Oh
We'll
god.
talk about that. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. I think I'll handle the bestiary, Frank.
Okay, guys. I'm off for a bit. I'll be back in maybe 20, 15 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll be back. All right.
Yeah.
See you guys in about 5 for me.
Okay.
I'm just working on trying to get more interesting camera angles into these storyboards. Because I was not too happy with the fact of how many images that I had that were just front-on shots. I'm like, I want to see if I can get some more interesting shots than that going on. I am, by the way, probably not able to answer any of the questions while people are away because I'm going to be focusing on this, but every once in a while I'll check into what's going on there and see if I can answer any questions regarding anything. Let me just... So I guess this has kind of turned into an art stream now. Trying to do some really precise line work, so I actually have a ruler on top of what I'm working on. So it gives me a little bit more control over getting a straight line where I want it, rather than eyeballing it. I mean, I could always draw a straight line if I needed to, but this is just faster instead of drawing it and then going, shit, that's not straight, or drawing it and go, that's some wrong placement, I can't really deal with that one, so. Once I get these bars done, look at what I've got going on over here. So, FlameFoxx, it's, yeah, Kirby answered the question. Okay. Just clean that up, because that's going to annoy the shit out of me. Okay. this changed up a little bit. I'm going to shorten this up because this is actually supposed to be a prison carriage carrying Eddie. I've got to do some puddle diddling around to get something that resembles some form of carriage. After I get it, everything all said and done.
What's going on? John's drawn something.
Yo, wait, who is this?
This is David. Hi.
Oh, hey, David. Hi. It's, you know in the storyboard with shot 1, where the guard nods?
Yeah.
That's what I'm working on, making that more interesting shot.
Alright. Of our faces, Kirby. To Infinity and Beyond, I have not seen the faces of most of the people who work at Ouroboros.
I think Cody's image in Skype is a close approximation of what he looks like, though.
So is mine.
Yeah, you're just a boot.
I'm 2 boots. How dare you assert over half of who I am?
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to insult you in any way.
It's alright. I don't expect you to understand.
Nobody understands my boot people. That would be interesting, an entire race made of boots. What do they wear on their shoes? I mean, what do they wear on their shoes?
They are shoes.
I know, but do they wear people on themselves? Or, like, how does this work?
It's not how it works.
Is it a parasitic symbiosis?
They don't need shoes. They are shoes. People just wear them sometimes mistakenly.
Oh. Well, that's going to lead to some problems.
Yeah. Picture of Frank's dog. I'll find a dog too, and I'll take a picture of it, and then we can pretend it's my dog because it's the internet.
And on the internet, nobody knows that you're a dog.
No one knows it. That's cool, Dana.